Alright, so I had this old wood burning kit that I got years ago, and it's got this curved blade that has the finest point in the whole kit. And to be honest with you, I've just been lazy and I've never replaced it. And I know there's better options out there, but this is just what I have laying around. And all I do is make tiny little X's. And you can see it can texture up the surface pretty good. Sometimes it can actually get a touch too rough, and I'll just take sandpaper over the top of it. But in the meantime, I like to let it get good and hot and kind of start at the perimeter. And what I'm trying to do is just make small X's along the length of the perimeter, as close to that line as I can get it. And I try to stay inside the lines as best I can. And I should probably not be doing this on my couch, but my wife's out and I'm tired, and I was actually watching TV until I decided to video, because this can be a little monotonous. And once I've got a little bit of a pattern, I'm just going to burn in small X's kind of randomly. And you know, some guys get nice, pretty circles, and I guess if I took my time and bought a finer tip, I could do that. But as far as the feel, as I've done almost every firearm I've stippled in a long time in this X pattern, and for me it's just the right level of aggressive grip. In fact, again, sometimes this particular way can be a little bit too rough. And I'll have to take some fine grit sandpaper over the top of it, but I'm figuring after I spray paint everything that the spray paint will take a little bit of the edge off. Now, every gun has a different plastic, so I always recommend testing in a small spot just to see how quickly this stuff's going to melt. Like this plastic on this stock and Glock plastic are a little slow, but the soft black back straps that come on a Smith & Wesson M&P are really soft. And the first one I ever did was on a extra large back strap because I wasn't going to use it, and I managed to burn right through it. And the best part is once you have the outline done, you can really pick up the pace because it's just kind of random. There you go. That's all there is to it. That's all the grip panels, and the best part of it is it eliminated that stupid Mossberg M that they imprinted in here, and we're getting ready to move on to the next step. Alright, so we're actually running a little bit ahead of schedule, and part of it is because I don't like to wait around. So I spent the weekend doing some spray paint work on the stock and the bipod, and I videotaped it and then didn't like the way the job turned out. So I'm debating about whether or not I'm going to delete that and start over. I redid the stock today using the existing paint job as a base, and then I created these stencils. And basically, with a very light base, I went over in black and primer gray with an open stencil. And then, just to get creative, I taped some mesh on another stencil and went over it with the dark brown. And then I used just two blob shapes with the mesh taped over them to do the light tan and the dark green, and then I went over it with 2 coats of a clear matte. And once everything's dried and I show it to you, it actually came out really well. I'm very excited about the paint job. In the meantime, we got parts, surprisingly. I got 2 pieces here. I've got and I'll tear this open here in a second, but I got a large tactical bolt knob that bolts on top of the existing knob here on the bolt. See, this has a very small knob, and this will make a bigger tactical knob. And this one I found on a Mossberg MVP forum. It's from a guy on eBay. It's Calbray07 on eBay. It cost me 35 bucks plus shipping, and if it works, it's going to save me $100 on having to send the bolt off, have it turned, have a new one installed. If it doesn't work, I'm out 35 bucks. Either way, the guy shipped quick, it was in stock, fairly inexpensive. And the next piece I have is an extended mag release, and this comes from a guy. It's T61RC on eBay, and this cost me 20 bucks, and all it'll do is bolt on over the existing mag release here and kind of extend that a little bit, hopefully speed up some of the mag changes. Again, it shipped quicker than I thought it would. It's well packaged, and we'll go ahead and put them together. So, first the bolt handle, because I'm really excited about this one. There's 2-piece aluminum. With threaded holes on one side, we'll put this on the bottom. And what it's supposed to do, well, it comes with the Allen wrench, 2 Allen screws, and it comes with O-rings. And according to the instructions, if the fit is loose, you can slide 1 O-ring into each side to kind of tighten up the fit. We're going to try it without the O-rings first. So far it looks pretty good. It is much larger, and it clears my optic even with the scope caps on, so that's a good sign. We'll give it a shot. I think this is going to be a good option if you don't want to spend a ton of money sending this bolt off. So I'm going to throw some Loctite on those here in a second, but let's get to the mag release. So this ships with 1 aluminum block with a Allen screw in it. Comes with thread blocker and some pretty solid instructions. It's a little rough on this edge here, so some of the machining is a little bit rough. It won't be visible inside the gun though, so I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. And it does indeed fit tight. In fact, I'm concerned it might be a little too tight. We might not throw any thread locker on this just yet until I get to test it and see how it really works. It seems, I mean, it does stick out a fair ways underneath there, but it does seem to, tell you what, we got a magazine sitting right over here. Well, looks like it works. So let's get this Allen screw screwed in. Okay, we'll play with this a little bit. I'm not liking the fit right off. The Allen screw seems to stick into the mag well a little bit, and it's making it a little bit, and the more I tighten it, the harder it gets to pop that open. So I am not 100% sure about this product at all. Anyway, I am very happy with the bolt handles so far, so we'll give both of those a work through. Okay, so the MVP comes with what Mossberg refers to as their, let's see, lightning bolt action trigger system, which has the little trigger safety very similar to the Savage AccuTrigger, and there's a set screw built into the trigger here which loosens or tightens the trigger pull, and it comes out of the box pretty okay, but I want to see where we can go with it. And according to the owner's manual, I'm going to turn clockwise or to the right to increase it, or counterclockwise to decrease. So I'm going to go ahead and turn counterclockwise. And that's interesting because then you immediately see a red line. So I'm kind of curious if that isn't as low as that trigger's supposed to go. So yeah, from playing with it and looking at it, it's become apparent that my rifle is set to the lowest trigger setting. There's no adjustment beyond that. So I went ahead and set it back to where it was when it came out of the box. I already have a new trigger on the list for this project, but the funds are a little short this month. So I probably won't get that done before we get a chance to take it out to the range. Still waiting on a muzzle brake / flash hider. Should be coming in the next couple of days. Really excited to get everything together. The more I handle this firearm and the more I play with it, the more excited I get about this project. So really looking forward to getting this one done.